All righty. Good morning. Deal, Heal, Fulfill community. How y'all doing this morning? Again, this is Ernest James. I am your host, hostess with the mostest. I'm your host on this journey that we are taking to help us deal with our problems, heal from the pain, and fulfill our purpose, which is my mission and my hope for this uh, community, which we are a part of. Thank you guys once again for being a part of the community because without you, we would not be here. We are a growing community. We are over 600 members now. We are over 600 members in a little over a month. We went from 100 to over 600, and so thank you guys once again for believing in the vision of this um, community. Thank you for being a part of it. Do me a favor, as always, hit that invite button, invite your suggested friends, which are people that Facebook has already vetted, that they believe will be, they believe will be a great addition to this community to add value or to get value. So make sure that you guys are doing that. Also, make sure that after you guys join, to all of our new members and current members, go to the featured section in the community, which is right at the top. One of those posts there will be a post to get your free gift as being a new member of our community. I have a free gift that I want to give you guys and some information that I think that you will find valuable. So make sure that you guys fill out that for all new members and current members who haven't done it already. Um, what else I want to say? Oh, meet the community interviews. Make sure that you guys sign up for your meet the community interview. So what that is a interview that I will do of you inside of the community to present you to the rest of the community. That way we can find you, we can support you, and we can be a part of whatever it is that you're doing. Like I said, we're over 600 members now, so that's an introduction to 600 people at one time to share your vision, to share what you're doing, whether it's a mission, whether it's a business, whatever it is. It allows you to share with the rest of the community so that they can find you, they can support you, and they can connect with you possibly in whatever your efforts are. Maybe your efforts align with theirs, and then that allows you to for you guys to connect. Let me see. I'm gonna make sure I'm not forgetting nothing. Also make sure y'all are checking out our resources, our guys tab, the resources that we have in the guys tab. I will be talking about today. I'm going to be talking about entrepreneurship a little bit. There is a tab that deals with entrepreneurship to invite you to become a part of the morning meetup, which is a community of entrepreneurs that meets every morning on Zoom at 6 a.m. Central Time. It's 6 a.m. Central Time every morning on Zoom. It's over 100, generally every day is over 100 entrepreneurs from around the world and definitely the United States. And they share every morning. They read a book together. So there's a book club that they're reading some book that around entrepreneurship or personal development. There's always a lesson, some guest that comes on to share, to help give ideas of how to build your business better and different ways to make money in your business and run your business efficiently. It's a great community. I've been a part of it for about 2 years, if not more. I think definitely 2 years. And it's a great community. And then once you get in, because all of their meetings every morning are recorded, you have access to over 2 3 years uh, of I was going to say interviews, but it's not interviews, of recordings. Let me put it that way. You have over 2 years of recordings there, so you can really just binge on learning the best practices for your business, as well as connecting with over 100 how many thousand people that's a part of that community of other business owners and entrepreneurs. So it's a great resource. So that's in the guys tab. There's some other things in the guys tab. One of them for sure is books to grow on, which are books that I recommend that I think, you might guys will help you in your journey of growth and development. But also there's a lot of books by people from our community who has written books, and those books those books are available inside of the community. You'll be able to hit the tab and purchase their books from Amazon to support the members of the community. So if you are a member of the community and you have written a book, you have a service, you have a business, again, sign up for that Meet the Community interview. We can have that discussion in front of over 600 people now, and get you some support for what you're doing. So make sure that you guys do that. Also, coming up tomorrow is podcast release day for the Girl Dad Discussions podcast, which tomorrow's episode is actually one of our members that is in the community. I had him on the Girl Dad Discussions podcast, a great young gentleman, Jason Ritter. I want to make sure I'm saying his name right. Please forgive me if I said your name wrong. But that episode airs tomorrow. We took a break from the Girl Dad Discussions podcast as far as releasing episodes, but hopefully we're back continuously. I know we have enough recordings to run through the month of February. So the Girl Dad Discussions podcast restarts sharing episodes this Friday. Episodes will come out every Friday. So the Girl Dad Discussions podcast episodes every Friday. The Deals to Heal with E. James podcast episodes come out every Wednesday. I think I may start posting for my sister's Bible study podcast too. That one comes out she goes live every Tuesday, I believe. So yes. Anyway, so be looking out for that. Definitely for the rest of this month, every Friday, it'll be a new episode of the Girl Dad Discussions podcast that will be released. So make sure you guys are checking that out. All right. So today I wanted to do something a little bit different than what I usually do. And just something that I wanted to do that I haven't done, and I just decided that I wanted to share with you guys. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine yesterday, and we were working on a project together that we've been working on with the Forgiveness Mission. And that's a project that we've been working on for a while. Actually, this Saturday, we have our next Forgiveness Mission forgiveness workshop. So we have a free forgiveness workshop every other month where we talk about everything regarding forgiveness, right? All the things around forgiveness of self, forgiveness of others, all of those things. And we were having a conversation yesterday. Actually, this Saturday, you guys, make sure you guys sign up for our free workshop, which is the forgiveness workshop that will be this Saturday. Go to forgivenessmission.com or go to Eventbrite and look up forgiveness workshop sponsored by the Forgiveness Mission. We have these free virtual workshops every other month. So this Saturday will be our workshop for February. So make sure that you guys are checking that out. But we were having a conversation yesterday and just kind of going over some things that we were doing in the entrepreneur space. Also some things that we were doing just to with our businesses, personal businesses and things of that nature that we wanted to do. And it really just got me thinking, I really haven't shared all that I do in the entrepreneur space. And so I just wanted to take out some time with you guys today to share some of those things that I'm up to in that space. And so let me trying to get this together real quickly. Make sure I'm on the right thing. Okay. So yes, so I wanted to share with you guys some of the things that I have going on as an entrepreneur. That way, you guys can support me as well as like I asked you guys to do the community interview so we can support you. But of course, doing what I do doing the podcast, doing the community, doing, all the things that I have my hands in. I want to be profitable in it, right? And I really I wouldn't necessarily say I want to be profitable in it, but I want to be able to do it with all my heart, right? But in order for me to do that, I have to have the resources, the provision. That's what it is. I have to have the provision for the vision, right? I was trying to remember that. I have to have provision for the vision. And so the way that I make provision to be able to keep doing what I do is by creating and offering products that can be purchased in order to help, make some income to be able to support the vision. And so that's one of the things I really want to do. So once I'm able to support myself financially, then I can go head on into what I want to do with the vision, right? And so I did have a Zoom meeting. If you guys look down through the comments, you will be able to find it, that I did a Zoom meeting and presentation and really went through everything that's my vision for what I want to do for myself and for the community and for everything that, moving forward, of how I just want to be a blessing to God's people. And so out of that's there. So I wanted to share with you guys today just some of the things that I'm doing, just so that you guys can support me in any way that you feel possible. And I just wanted to go through those things with you guys. And so first thing that I'm doing first is the community, right? Our community. If you're watching this, you are already a part of the community, or unless you're watching it on YouTube, then you may not be a part of the community. But do me a favor, under this live, go down, click the link to join the community, join the private Facebook group, which we are here. Again, over 600 members now. I'm definitely appreciative of that, and I'm definitely proud of that you guys have taken out the time to believe in the vision of this group and believe in me as the head of it, right? So we'll start there. We definitely want you guys to join the community. We are a growing community, the Deal, Heal, Fulfill community. First of all, let me say this. Everything I do is built around my personal mission, right, that I have, and my personal vision, which is to help people to deal, heal, and fulfill, to deal with your problems, to heal from the pain, and to fulfill your purpose. And so in doing that, a lot of everything that I create is around that same mission. And so that mission is in the name of, what I'm doing. And so with that, we have the Deal to Heal Podcasting Network. So that is our YouTube channel, where you can find the Deal to Heal with E. James podcast. Well, you can find several podcasts, and we'll go through that in a minute. But the Deal to Heal Podcasting Network is our YouTube channel. You can find our podcast there. You can find videos from the community, from these community live videos out there. What else is there? There's a tab for podcast interviews that I've done as a guest, who are also on YouTube. There's a tab there that's probably over 50 different, I want to say 50 different videos that I've done as a guest on podcasts. Those are there, and some videos from different speaking engagements that I've done that's also there. It's a lot of stuff that's there on that podcasting network besides just the podcast, right? And so make sure you guys go to Deal to Heal Podcasting Network on YouTube in order to subscribe to our YouTube channel, right? And so when you go there, not only, again, you will find the Girl Dad Discussions podcast. So the Girl Dad Discussions podcast is a podcast that I started in order to combat the narrative of the absent father and the fatherless daughter, right? Because those who know my story know that's kind of the lane that kind of brought me to the limelight in this whole space with everything that I'm doing, because I realized some years ago that every woman I had ever dated was a fatherless daughter. And so I wanted to do something that could help that community that is attracted to me, or I'm attracted to them, however you want to say it. And so I started an Instagram page called Friends to Fatherless Daughters, and sharing my ideas, my viewpoints, and got asked to be on podcasts and did a couple podcasts. Fast forward, started my own podcast, the Deal to Heal with E. James podcast, and then the Girl Dad Discussions podcast came later. So the Girl Dad Discussions podcast is I sit down with other girl dads and sometimes even other daughters to talk about the daddy-daughter relationship, the positive daddy-daughter relationships, or even the negative and lack thereof. But I have those discussions mainly with the girl dads to show that there are dads that are out here that are very active in the lives of our daughters. We didn't abandon, all the dads didn't abandon their daughters. Our dads didn't walk away, but there are some dads who are very active, very present in the lives of our daughters, and fight to be that and fight to be there, right? So the Girl Dad Discussions podcast is just that, discussions with girl dads talking about our appreciation and love for our daughters. So that can be found on our YouTube channel, as well as the Deal to Heal with E. James podcast, which is the first podcast that I started once I decided to step into the space as being a podcaster. So the Deal to Heal with E. James podcast, I think we're on 180 recorded episodes. I think most of them has been released. We're probably like on 170 something that's released. These episodes come out every Wednesday, right? So the Deal to Heal with E. James podcast, my guest and I talk about topics and ways to help us to heal in every area of our lives, right? And so whatever the things that you're dealing with, I talk about things that I've dealt with: depression, divorce, debt, suicidal ideation, all of those things that I've dealt with and overcame in my life, I talk on. And for the things that I haven't experienced, I bring on other speakers, coaches, authors to talk about their experiences and how they made it through whatever it is that they were dealing with, in order to give our audience a viewpoint on a lot of different topics, that may be affecting them, and give them tools and resources to help them to overcome those things as well. So that is the Deal to Heal with E. James podcast. All our podcasts is on Audible. We're on Audible. A lot of people don't know that there are podcasts on Audible, just books, but there are also podcasts there too. So we're on Audible. We're on not Facebook. We're on Facebook, but we're on Audible. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple Podcasts, and we're on a couple other podcasting listening platforms. But you can find us there on the Deal to Heal with E. James podcast, as well as the Girl Dad Discussions podcast. So make sure that you guys go to YouTube. Excuse me. Make sure you guys go to YouTube and excuse me, subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Deal to Heal Podcasting Network. Also, one of the things that I'm proud of that we did last year, one of the things we did, we created a journal and a planner, a purpose journal and a purpose planner, because I believe we should journal in order to keep track of where we've been and where we're going, right? Should I say where we've been and where we are, and then we need to plan for where we're going. And so I created a purpose journal and a purpose planner. Both of those are available on Amazon. So you can go to Amazon under if you go to our podcast, you go to the podcast, all of our links are there to be able to find our products and everything that we have that's going on. So inside what I will do today, I'll make sure that all the links is there too, under this video, for you guys to be able to support us financially in some of the products that we have. So these are two of the first products or physical products that we created, which is our purpose journal and our purpose planner. I'm very proud of both of those. So you guys can get those. They are available on Amazon. The links will be below. Again, we have to journal to keep track of where we've been and where we are, and also plan for where we're going and plan for our future. So both of those, the purpose journal and the purpose planner, are very good things to have. Start Your Podcast Now ebook. So as you guys know, I have 2 podcasts. Had 3 at one time that I was doing. Hopefully we'll bring back the 3rd one back, which was the Earn and Earth podcast. That podcast is available on the podcast channel on YouTube. That podcast is there. It is available. We did 7 episodes, and we had to stop because different reasons. But hopefully we'll be bringing that podcast back soon, and so it'll be several podcasts there. But because I'm in this podcast space, I've often asked, how do I start a podcast? And so I wrote the ebook, Start Your Podcast Now, in only 3 steps. So I break it down to 3 steps. You can have your podcast up and running, in one day if you wanted to, right? Because I broke it down really simple to make it simple for you and tell you the resources that you will need in order to do that. So the Start Your Podcast Now ebook is available at ebooksbyejames.com. I made the name of the website very easy to remember, because if you're connected to me, then you know that. So it's ebooks by eJames. I'm eJames, of course. .com, ebooksbyejames.com. You can get the Start Your Podcast Now ebook to learn how to start your own podcast in only 3 steps. You have your podcast up and running in no time. So that is available at ebooksbyejames.com, as well as the Core 4. So the Core 4 ebook is an ebook that I wrote around helping daughters and helping fatherless daughters. And so it's the Core 4, which is the 4 core values that every daughter should get from her father. And that ebook, I think, is very important. We also use it as a tool, and we talk about it on the Girl Dad Discussions podcast, because I talk about it with other girl dads to get their input on it and to make sure I was in the right space when I wrote it. And so far, I've had no one to say that I was wrong in my viewpoint on the core values that's important to our daughters. So those values are, just so you know, is guidance, affirmation, love and affection, and protection. Those are the 4 values that we talk about in the Core 4. And we also talk about the Pour 4 in there, right? There's a chapter that talks about the Pour 4, which is the values that a daughter may attract due to no fault of her own when she doesn't have the example of the Core 4 poured into her by her father or father figure. So you can get that ebook, the Core 4, the 4 core values that every daughter should get from her father, is also available at ebooksbyejames.com. Forgiving Me ebook, right? So the Forgiving Me ebook is actually, we're giving it away absolutely free right now. For, I want to say a limited time, but I don't know how long I'm going to do it. But we're giving it away absolutely free. It's the 4-step guide to self-forgiveness. One of the things I talked about at the beginning of this thing was talking about the forgiveness mission that we do, the free virtual workshops, which our next workshop is coming this Saturday. So make sure you guys sign up for that. But our free virtual workshops, in the midst of one of those workshops, we was dealing with a young lady who was asking about being able to, forgive herself for some of the things that she did in the past. And, God blessed me on the spot to come up with these 4 steps around the acronym of SELF, which is season of life, emotional state, limited information, and forgiveness by grace. So those are the 4 steps. But we dive into it a little deeper in this ebook. And I just thought that it was so important that I wanted to do something to help the community. So I started to give it away for free. Again, so it's the Forgiving Me, the 4-step guide to self-forgiveness. It is also available at ebooksbyejames.com. Right now, this ebook is absolutely free. So you can go to ebooksbyejames.com in order to get your copy of the Forgiving Me ebook. And while you're there, purchase one of our other ebooks to support us financially. We definitely appreciate it. Forgiving Me, the 4-step guide to self-forgiveness. Our next ebook that is also available is our From Males to Men ebook, which is a male mentoring ebook for young boys that are transitioning into manhood, right? So we want to take our boys from just being males to men. And I always say that, being a male was God's choice. We had nothing to do with that. God made a decision and said, okay, this is going to be a male child. And so you were born a male child. But in order to be a man, to become a man, there are some decisions that you have to make. And it depends on the decisions you make and the choices that you make as well to walk into manhood strongly. And so that ebook is From Males to Men, that is also available at ebooksbyejames.com. So again, when you go to get your free copy of the Forgiving Me ebook, make sure that you purchase one of our other ebooks just to give us some support as well. And we definitely appreciate that. So now I want to get to our inspirational t-shirt line, right? Which is another thing that we have. This is our original very first tee. I don't even have it on today. I have on one of our other tees. Excuse me. But this is one of our original tees that I designed with our mission on it, which is deal with the problem, heal from the pain, and fulfill your purpose. And as you can see, there's a color with each one. Red is for deal, which means we got to stop and deal with the things that we're dealing with. Heal is yellow, so we can kind of slowly start to move forward as we get to heal from our pain. And then green is go. Once we've dealt with it, once we heal, go move forward into our purpose. And so that's the meaning behind the colors, right? Just like a stoplight, stop, slow down, and go, right? So this is our very first mission t-shirt, which has our mission on it and our vision on it. And one of my favorites t-shirts that I have. I actually, give this t-shirt away sometimes. But our t-shirts, our inspirational t-shirts can be found at deal2healtees.com. That's deal, the number 2, healtees.com. Again, everything pretty much is around that vision of helping people to deal, heal, and fulfill. So the names is usually of the websites or the programs usually have some kind of deal to heal in it. So we got the Deal to Heal Podcasting Network, the Deal to Heal podcast with E. James. Again, Deal to Heal tees with our t-shirts. So again, a lot of the things that I do is always going to be built around that mission of the deal, helping people to deal, heal, and fulfill. So that is our very first shirt. Our next one, this t-shirt I really like because it says motivate, but in the midst of motivate, you will see that the letters MOVE is highlighted in red, which means move, which means we have to put our motivation into action. A lot of times we like to be motivated. We like to listen to motivational speeches, listen to people, motivate us to get us emotionally going, but then we don't put that emotion into action. So this t-shirt is one of my favorite. I think all of them are my favorites, but this one is one of my favorites also because it reminds us not just to be motivated, but then to move and put that motivation in action. This one, I liked it just for the design, the Deal, Heal, Fulfill.org in cursive. Again, with the colors, the red, yellow, and green to remind us of, to stop, to slow down, and then move forward after our healing. This t-shirt is also available. Our next one is recognize your progress in the process. And so when we think about the things that we're going through, we think about as we're moving forward in our dreams, in our healing, in our endeavors, a lot of times we get wrapped up in things that are taking longer than we think it should have took. Sometimes it's moving slower than we want it to, and all of these different things. And so we kind of get discouraged sometimes. And so this T-shirt is to remind us to pay attention to how far we've come. Recognize that even though it's slow motion, you are making some motion, right? So in Chicago back in the day, we used to say slow motion is better than no motion. So recognize your progress in the process. So it may be taking a longer time for you to get to where you're going to, but as long as you're moving, as long as you're making progress, then you just pay attention to that and then recognize like, okay, it is slow motion, but it is moving. So recognize your progress in the process as you're going through on that journey of healing, on that journey of purpose, on that journey of entrepreneurship, whatever it is that you're doing, just keep in mind. And when you start to get discouraged, look over your shoulder and look and see how far you've come, right? Recognize your progress in the process. That is that T. This one is also one of my favorites. I think I'm keep saying my favorite, but this one, I like this one, and it says, "Don't wish work." Why this one I identify with so much, because as I tell people, and when I'm talking in schools and I'm talking to students, is a lot of times we treat our goals, our dreams, our visions as fairy tales, right? And we just kind of wish they come true. Like we have 3 wishes. Like, I wish this would happen. I wish that would happen. I wish my dreams would come true. I wish I would get the dream job. I wish I would meet the right person, right? And all of these things are wishes. And that's how we treat our visions. That's how we treat our goals, as if we're just wishing and hoping for them to come true. And so what this T-shirt reminds us to stop wishing. Don't wish, work, right? Put in the work to make things happen, to bring your visions to fruition, to bring your goals to the limelight, to be able to achieve the things that you want to achieve. Is going to take some work, and we have to put in the work. So stop wishing, but start working. Start putting in the work in order to make our dreams and visions and goals come true. I love this shirt, one of my favorites. This one, you really can't read it, but this one was the T-shirt that kind of birthed out of, or should I say, this quote was birthed out of me going through my transition from pain to purpose, right? And in the midst of it, I was kind of working and trying to figure out, trying to get my footing, trying to figure out where I was, who I was, what I'm doing with my life. And God gave me this quote, and the quote says, pain births purpose, purpose births progress, and progress is the evidence that God is at work, right? And so when we think about that pain births, let me see if I can change. I'm going to put this a little bigger so you guys can see it. You can see it a little better, but so it's pain births purpose, purpose births progress, and progress is the evidence that God is at work. And so that is a quote that God gave me on my journey of self-development that started maybe about 3 years ago, coming out of some depression, coming out of some situations that, I was trying to find my footing. Like, okay, everything was beginning to change, but I didn't know where I stood in the midst of that change. And so God gave me this quote, and it has helped me to be able to keep going with the vision that I have, because I realized I was hurting, but out of my hurt came this whole ministry that I'm doing now, with the podcast, with mentorship, with the books that I've written, with the things that I've become a part of. All of it was birthed out of my pain. And as I started moving forward, I began to see progress in all of these different areas of my life, which was letting me know that God was with me. And he gave me this quote and I live by it. I walk by it. I share it with others. There is a purpose for your pain, and your pain bursts purpose, and purpose births progress, and progress is the evidence that God is at work. So that tea also can be found at dealtohealteas.com. All of our teas can be found at dealtohealteas.com. That's deal the number 2 healteas.com. What we got next? Purpose. So again, we're talking about purpose. The pain births your purpose, but when you get to your purpose and you're trying to figure out, or you're trying to figure out what is your purpose, this T reminds us purpose. God will reveal it, but you must fulfill it, right? So God will reveal what your purpose is, but it's up to you to put the work in to bring that purpose to fruition. You have to, again, you have to put that work in. We can't just wish that things come true. We can't just come up with great ideas and feel like, hey, I came up with this idea. Now, let the idea run. But no, we have to put in the work to make sure that our purpose is fulfilled in our lives, that God's purpose for our lives is fulfilled. He will reveal it to us. He will let us know, when we start, again, going back to that quote on the last shirt, when we start looking at the pain, where this pain came from, why do we go through this pain? When we start using that pain in order to turn into our purpose, when God reveals that to us, now we know, we got to put that into action to figure out, or should I say, to make our dreams, our goals, our purpose become a reality. Health is wealth. This is one t-shirt that I like, and it definitely reminds us that our health is more important than our money. I remember listening to someone talk a while ago, and they said, a lot of us, we spend our lives risking our health in order to make money. And then when we make the money, we have to then spend the money trying to buy our health back, right? Because we've, not taken care of ourselves. We've not, went to the doctors as we should have. We've eaten the wrong things, all of those things in the pursuit of gaining wealth. And then once we do get the wealth, you can see this in the lives of a lot of, famous people that has unlimited wealth, or a lot of wealth. Even in when you look at athletes, they spend their bodies and use their bodies to make large amounts of money, but then by the time they quit, playing sports, they are getting knee surgeries and arm surgeries and shoulder surgeries and all of these surgeries, trying to buy their health back, because they sacrificed their health in order to gain wealth. So we want to make sure that we have our mindset right, that our health is more important than our wealth, or our health is our wealth. So we want to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves mentally and physically, as we pursue, our finances, our wealth goals, but not sacrificing our health for our wealth, right? So health is wealth, right? And that is all our teas. Again, all our teas can be found at dealtohealteas.com. That's deal the number 2 healteas.com. All of those teas can be found there. Then we have my main website, which is dealhealfulfill.org. Again, as you guys know, my mission is to help people to deal, heal, and fulfill. So you can go to my main website. It does need to be upgraded. I will say that I am working on getting it upgraded soon. But in the meantime, it's there, right? So you go dealhealfulfill.org to check out my main website and find out a lot of things that I have going on with the workshops and speaking engagements, and also to be able to hire me to come in to be a speaker or a workshop facilitator at your school or organization. That is also there. We talked about the ebooks by ejames.com, which is where all of our ebooks are located. Right now, you can get the Forgiving Me, the 4-step guide to self-forgiveness, absolutely free. Make sure that you guys are checking us out there. We talked about the Deal to Heal tees, which also has our podcast merch There is a T-shirt with our podcast logos on it for the Girl Dad Discussions podcast, as well as the Deal to Heal with E. James podcast also. And last but not least, we started it off talking about it, and we want to end talking about it. The last couple of years, I've been blessed to be a part of an organization called the Forgiveness Mission, and we have free virtual workshops every other month. This month of February, actually this weekend on Saturday, is our February workshop. And so this Saturday at 12 o'clock, we will have that workshop will be going on. Again, so you can go to theforgivenessmission.com in order to sign up for that free virtual workshop where we talk about everything surrounding forgiveness, forgiveness of self, forgiveness of others, forgiveness of the world, just all of those things. So make sure you guys go to forgivenessmission.com to sign up, or you can go to Eventbrite and sign up to Eventbrite. Just look up Forgiveness Workshop, sponsored by the Forgiveness Mission. And so that is everything, man. I just really wanted to just take out the time to give you guys, kind of show you guys everything that I have going on as an entrepreneur, right? The products that I have for you guys to be able to purchase in order to help us financially to keep doing the work that we're doing, and to help this community grow, to be able to offer more resources and really, learn more things and put more things into it that you guys will gain from being a part of the community. And so so I just really wanted to just go, because I don't think I've ever done that. And we're just in the space now. It's like, okay, we have greater goals that we want to meet, and greater parts of the mission that we want to achieve, not only in this private community, but in our communities as a whole and moving forward. And so that's going to take some provision for the vision. And so if you guys would please feel it in your heart to support us financially, we definitely would appreciate it. We definitely do appreciate it. To make sure that you guys do that. Again, thank you guys once again for being a part of the Deal, Heal, Fulfill community. Of course, I am Ernest James, and I am your host of this journey that we're taking together to deal with our problems, to heal from our pain, and to fulfill our purpose. We're all here together. Do me a favor, as always, before we get up out of here, hit that invite button, invite your suggested friends to come and support us in this vision that we have to allow us to grow together. So Facebook has already given you some suggestion friends that they believe will be a great value, will get great value from this community, as well as add value to it. So make sure that you are inviting your suggested friends. Also, make sure that you sign up for your Meet the Community interview. I just did this whole presentation today showing you all of the products and things that I have that you can purchase in order to support me. But I want to support you as well, and I want to allow the opportunity for the community to support you as well. But we don't know how awesome you are because we don't know you here. So sign up for your Meet the Community interviews to be interviewed in front of the community, be exposed to the community, and show the value that you bring, the services that you bring, the products that you bring, in order for us to be able to support you in the things that you do. So make sure you guys are signing up for your Meet the Community interviews. Also, again, tomorrow is podcast release day for the Girl Dad Discussions podcast with one of our very own members of the community, of this community. He's part of this community, but he was interviewed on the Girl Dad Discussions podcast. We had a great conversation. You guys don't want to miss it. Make sure that you guys watch that. Go to I would definitely post it here inside the community, but make sure you go to YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Deal to Heal Podcasting Network. But go there and you will be able to find on Fridays the release podcast for the Girl Dad Discussions podcast, and then on Wednesdays are the release the podcast for Deal to Heal Podcasting Network. So make sure you guys are checking that out. So again, we thank you guys. Thank you once again for being a part of this community, for putting your hope in your health, your hope that I can bring some kind of uh, value to your life, and we as a community can bring value to each other's lives. So thank you guys so very much for being a part. Also today, if you're on Facebook and you have time, check me out. I will be doing an interview with another one of our members, of our community members, Miss Angela X. I will be on her podcast, on her Facebook page, live at 12 o'clock today. I shared that link that is down in the community too, so you guys can check that out. So if you're watching on YouTube, go under this video, under this live, click that link to join our Facebook community so you can have access to everything that we do and all the information that we share with one another to help each other to grow. So again, if you are watching on YouTube, hit that link in the description to join our private Facebook page community. If you are in the community, thank you guys once again for being a part. That is all I have for you guys today. I will see you in the comments. Again, make sure you leave a comment. Make sure you invite your suggested friends, or invite all your friends, whoever you feel will get value from being a part of this community. Make sure that you guys let them know that we are here. Don't keep it to yourself, but share it with someone else, that the Deal, Heal, Fulfill community is live and in action. Until next time, you guys be blessed.